Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel here at Pile of Potential Hobbies. I hope everyone's doing well. Just got a little quick studio update for you guys. I say studio, hobby update for you guys. What I've been working on painting wise. You can see in front of you I've been building these are nobblers from the Age of Sigmar / Old World line for the Ogre Maul tribes. Finishing up a buddy of mine that bought the Bretonnian starter box for me in exchange for me putting his ogres together. This is part of that. So that's what I was working on before I hit record, and I forgot to move him out of the way. But I haven't been idle as far as painting goes. Just not as busy as I've been, mainly just because I'm trying to get those ogres built and out of the way. Yeah, so I'm doing pretty good on that. I don't have much left in regards to the ogre stuff, and it'll be out of the way. Also, if you can't tell, I'm a little bit sick. Pretty sure it's my allergies are acting up. It's got me congested, so if I sound gross, that's why. Up first is some regular knights in all chainmail with their padded armor underneath, but no tunics on the over the chainmail. I've said in the past, these guys, I'm going to use them for the Baron's War with my Teutonic Knights order to be part of a Crusading Lord's retinue that can lead my Teutonic Knights whenever I don't want to take a Baron, or, you know, the equivalent that the Teutonic Knights would have, until hopefully a Crusader supplement will come out relatively soon with that. But these guys are finished with the exception of their shields. I got to put some transfers on and their bases. But other than that, they're painted up, finished, out of the way. And I can move on to the next thing. But it's 3 of them. I like how this guy turned out with this arming cap, padded arming cap. And I like how the yellow turned out on the shield. You can kind of see the brush strokes, but it's just kind of rough and ready looking. I'm going to put a cool, probably an eagle or something, make it look Germanic-esque, Holy Roman Empire-esque, a black one in the middle of that. But that's these guys finished up. I've also finished up some Teutonic Knights foot sergeants. These guys are completely done. The bases are done. Their shields are done. But they're foot sergeants, so they've got the Tau cross on their padded armor where they have it, and then on their shields. And I did something a little different with the shields this time. I did an ivory base coat. I've been doing ivory, but a Pro Acryl ivory. Let's see right here. It's just Pro Acryl ivory. And it worked really well. It didn't show the brush strokes, and it dried really well and easy. And then I went over with the white, and it did a whole lot better. So I think that's how I'm going to do my white from here on out, is with that Pro Acryl ivory as the base layer, and then go in with Pro Acryl bold titanium white. There's this guy with this quilted jerkin, or whatever it is. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm too sick and too bothered to look it up. Yeah, some skin on these guys. They're not wearing gloves. The chainmail's not over them. And their helmets aren't encased. They're kettle helms. Again, really happy with the way these guys came out. And I can't wait to use them. I'm going to make up some sergeants relatively soon that have, for my Teutonic Knights, that have spears and shields. Right now, I've just got some with pole arms, and then these 4 guys. Yeah, so that's the plan. But they're all kind of uniform looking. just because I wanted them to look uniform. I mean, it's a military order, so these guys are shown equipment, or not shown equipment, given equipment and clothing and everything that's similar, or if not exactly the same. So I painted them up that way for them to look the same, but like their equipment can be a little bit different, like how their padded armor is a little different and everything and stuff like that, and their helmets are different. So but yeah, that's 4 of them with sword and shield, and then these 3 knights is what I've finished. I've been working on this mounted lord for the Barons War. It's gonna be a Teutonic, obviously a Teutonic one. I've got the medals down, with the one spot that I missed right there being the exception, but I've got the medals down, the base coat, or the silver anyways. I've got to do gold on the sword hilt and the pommel. Then I've done the rope and padded armor colors and Aggaros Dunes. And then I've done the leather and Garagax Sewer. I got to do the reins. I think I'm going to do them black just so it'll stick out from the comparison even more. I haven't done anything on the comparison yet, or the cape or the tunic. That's going to be the last. That's usually the last thing I paint, just because it's the biggest pieces of clothing and such, and it's an easy color to paint over if I get it somewhere. So, and I've also got to do the horse. I think I'm going to do the horse gray, help it kind of stick out some from the comparison and stuff. And I don't think I've done a gray horse, and I've got to do the wood color. But yeah, that's moving along. A big model, probably the biggest model I've ever painted, besides maybe a Dreadnought, is this Bretonnian Duke on Royal Pegasus. I've started with the black. I'm doing Mousillon, I believe is how that's pronounced. My French is not very good, as in non-existent. But that's black and yellow. It's a yellow field with a black fleur-de-lis on the shield, or on the coat of arms. So, but I'm going to alternate black and yellow. So it's like I did this black, this part will be yellow on this side. This side I did black, the fleur-de-lis black, and this part will be yellow, and blah, blah, blah. But quartered. It's kind of hard to quarter this animal just because of the way the comparison is, but that's what I'm going to do, is alternate, and I'll alternate on the dude as well. I really wish I did not have to have glued this dude on the Pegasus. I guess I could have left this piece off. I've talked about this in my other video about this being a surprise project for the year, but I could have left this piece off and painted it separately and had the rider separately, and it would have been a whole lot easier to get to things and paint things, but we're going to make it work. This one will be a slow burn, especially while I'm getting the ogres finished up, and I want to get this Baron for the Barons War painted up, get him finished, and then I'll start working on this even more, and I'll be building my Bretonnians and getting them ready to be primed and painted, and eventually, hopefully soon, by the end of the year, painted and be ready to go for the Old World, just in time for its 3rd edition to roll around. Or not 3rd edition, 2nd edition to roll around, more than likely, because it's almost at that 3-year cycle. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been working on. Like I said, I've built a bunch of ogres over the past little over 2 weeks, but I'm almost finished with them. It's well over 2,000 points. I'm not exactly sure how many points it is, but it's one each of their 2 different spearheads, the older one and then the newer one. 2 giants. One's going to be chaosy looking because my buddy's chaos army that he has for the Old World, and then one I've already made up is more destruction looking for the ogres. Mournfangs, or or Ogres on Morn Fangs. I forget exactly what the box is called. And then a special character. So getting there, almost done. And hopefully I can finish it out, if not today, tomorrow, and I can get it to him, back to him pretty soon, so he can get it painted. But that's it for me, guys. Not a lot to show. Some works in progress and finished stuff, and then just what I've been working on. Again, me being sick probably sounds awful, so I do apologize. But if you've made it this far, I really appreciate it. Watching the whole video helps. It's a metric YouTube uses to get the video out to more people, so more people see it and can subscribe to the channel. Speaking of which, if you haven't already, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, share with friends or your gaming group or gaming club or your family, whoever. But be sure to share the video, and be sure to comment if you have any comments. I'm always available to respond, no matter what it's about, as long as it's a good comment, a kind comment. If it's one that's unnecessarily critical, or I deem to be unnecessarily critical, or just an outright mean or rude comment, I'll delete it and won't respond. I'm not going to give you the time of day to argue with you online. My life's too short for that. So yeah, again, that's it for me, guys. I will catch you on the next one.